All right, I posted the link. Now, put this here. And hello, we are back with the only magician.
Hello,
Are you the only
hello.
magician? Or are there more magicians?
I'm the one and only, the
Nice.
magicien.
Nice. So, something the weather? I hear you Brits like to talk about the weather.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I mean, it's unfortunate for him, loser living in the south, that it seems to be very cold and miserable down there right now. Whereas if you stepped outside my house right now, you'd think you were in Barbados or something. That's why I'm in a little shirt. It's very lovely. You've basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to complain because what you've done is you've dragged me out on a lovely evening when I could be in a pub garden right now, but instead we are here.
Yeah, it's only ever warm there like once a year or something.
Exactly. So we have to make the most of it. Hello, Jeremy.
Yeah.
We are reading comments.
Oh yes, of course we are reading comments. I totally didn't miss it.
Gotta remember. Gotta remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that like an expression in Barbados? Why specifically there?
I don't know.
Just
an
hot,
American
I guess.
thing.
It's just like I don't know. It's just a common. I don't know. I think English people say it a lot when they go, but it's like bloody hell. It feels like I'm in bloody Barbados. That's like a famous. That's like a famous like, TikTok sounds. That's like a famous UK one. Whenever the sun's out.
But isn't it like in America, Barbados?
Yeah, it could be, but I just assume it's really warm. I've never actually been. I'm just assuming that it's hot over there from general vibe that I'm getting.
Probably somewhere in Latin America because of the equator stuff. Okay, and today we have an interesting type of piece of news. But before that, would you like something to drink? I hear you are a fan of what do you call it? The beer pub?
Be a beer garden.
Yes, the German beer garden. Is that what you're into?
I love a garden that I can drink a beer in. Absolutely.
I was thinking the other day, is there a reason the Germans drink beer just because they don't have wine? Like, as abundant as in other countries? Like, because, like, I have never drunk anything. So, like, it's kind of a thing that I don't quite understand. Like, what I'm hearing is that if you have a choice between beer and wine, you would usually prefer wine.
What, Germans?
Well, so what I've been told is that normally the wine is better than the beer, but Germans like almost exclusively drink beer. That's their thing. Is the reason why they drink beer because they don't have as much wine as say in Spain and France?
Well, Germany's got a really big beer industry. Like you always get like Belgium and German beer everywhere in every pub at least in the UK. I know.
Yeah, so we've got the Oktoberfest in there.
Oktoberfest, yeah. So I think beer is just like it's a point of national pride for them. Of like they have to drink. If they don't drink it, like what are you doing?
It always kind of baffled me, like this big pint of beer, like you hold like this and it's like this big. How do you drink this much liquid at once? Like, imagine if this was water. I would not be able to drink this amount of water at once.
Yeah.
So how do you drink beer this much?
It's years of practice, basically.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly. You got to get used to it. You got to appreciate it for what it is.
Would you be able to drink this much water at once?
True to their stereotyping. That's what I'm saying, Jeremy. I don't know. I don't drink much water, in fairness. To be fair, German people they just love a drink. They just love it. Like, and who am I to tell them no?
Yeah. What do they do in France? Is that mostly wine?
France, I'd assume, is wine and cheese. I thought that was like a big deal.
Yeah, mostly wine. But actually, I just like beg to differ, prefer beer rather than wine. Maybe
it
my palate hasn't fully upgraded yet. I don't know, but yeah.
Is it supposed to be bitter? The beer
What do you mean?
is beer supposed to be bitter, or is it like neutral taste?
I think
I mean,
I don't know, because some people
Yeah.
say you can taste the difference. I don't even really like beer that much. I'm a vodka Coke man till I die. But I don't know. I guess it's more
obviously
of
you've got different like types. Like you got the white wine, yeah, of course. You've got the white beer, like black beer, like the Guinness, and then the general like blonde beer.
Yeah, I think it depends. I think it does depend. I think it's all about.
I was just reading the other day, like most of our food is acidic.
Yes.
So our stomach gets too much acidity. So some people like to drink bitter because like neutralizes the pH in the stomach. Not that they consciously are aware of it, just that they gravitate towards it because it helps. We don't have much bitter food. Like usually we don't eat anything bitter. Vegetables can be bitter, but it's hardly most people don't eat that many vegetables, so especially the ones who drink beer. Yeah.
Right. I'd always assume that I don't know, like people beer would make you more acidic, right? I don't know if that's just me.
No, well, bitterness is alkaline, so like it does it goes the opposite direction.
Of course.
Like being sour is being acidic, and being bitter is being alkaline. So they neutralize each other as far as pH goes. Yeah. Ever had any chemistry lessons?
I have. I've had one. I've had the odd one or two. Yeah.
I'm happy I'm not in chemistry lessons anymore. That was boring. Yeah. All right. And today we have some interesting announcements. So this one, just a bit of a gossip, you can see that this site is in Chinese. But for us in the West, they made an English closure announcement. So let's say, since all of our NFTs, channels, and groups were blocked by Telegram on May 13th, Hao-An Guarantee will cease operations from now on. Thank you for your attention. Now, what do you think this means?
Bearish? I don't know.
This is Chinese.
How very astute of you.
Jesus. So I skipped my Mandarin lessons, so I'm not. Give me.
Yes, because they teach Mandarin over there.
Yeah, it's Mandarin's massive over here.
Yeah, Mandarin is mandatory.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I spoiled the news. This is actually one of the biggest black markets. And they got shut down by Telegram, as I'm sure in collaboration with a lot of other actors.
Black market. Are we talking like Silk Road black market, or is it something else?
As secret as any other black market. Honestly.
All right.
So no, I didn't put it in, but there was a news from Cointelegraph that this was one of the biggest black market operating from China, and they finally shut it down. Good for them, although I admit the idea of black markets of selling interesting trinkets is quite appealing to me. Not that I would do anything illegal, of course I would not. Everything around this part is coming with the approval of the sheriff, but that's quite an interesting news to read about. Now, obviously, I do not know how to read any Mandarin, so courtesy of our translator, we can see some of what's written in here. Welcome to Good Guarantee, or they are also called Haowanka Guarantee. They provide professional guarantee services for various scenarios such as virtual currency, virtual assets, motor vehicles, real estate transactions, and transfer of property rights. Yes, that's probably what you would expect when you see a black market, wouldn't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
usually we
How-
provide. Yeah.
How would you normally imagine a black market to operate?
I
Well,
don't know. I'd
in the
usually,
dark,
I just
I
assume,
guess.
yeah, dark. I wouldn't assume so much white stuff
Black
going
market.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently they are very white for black market. And the Google Translator doesn't always do a good job. As for example, here, this title is not a very professional sounding.
So good, master.
So good,
Oh, yeah.
master. So good, master.
The world is out of my generation. Okay, and when I enter the prosperous years, open a group to make money and talk to the laugh room. Okay, and walk once in the world. Collect, you check, sweat like rain. Liar devil, all tea fly. Customers are like water. They get rich forever.
Well, yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Maybe some Chinese proverb, but that is what translated from there. Our advantage, for example, the specialization. We provide guarantee services with the most business types, experienced technical teams, and professional services 7 times 24 hours a day response. Okay, so 168 hours a day. We are constantly upgrading technologies and services and are committed to providing users with the most professional guarantee services. Now, you would not think that this is a black market product description. And apparently, the translator doesn't always do a good job either here, because it says October 13th, 2025. Last time I checked, October 13th is about 4 months away. So yeah, that's
yeah.
But actually, if you look over here, it says 5/13. So obviously it means 5th month and 13th day. So Google Translate always translate with the highest quality, just like the black market.
It actually doesn't really sound like a black market, just like I don't know, eBay or something.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I feel like a lot of them are just like, they might be just structured like that. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, kind of middleman platform.
Yeah,
I guess.
Have you ever tried to like interact with Silk Road, or I guess took a general interest in how it operates?
not really.
No.
Yeah.
So, for example, when they sell illegal substances, they operate a lot like Amazon. More like AliExpress rather than Amazon. So in AliExpress, you can have a lot of vendors that are established and others who are new. So they kind of have to like build up their reputation, because they will send you the product that you've bought. That's for sure. But the product can be of very low quality. Well, made in China, the usual stuff. So usually their numbers are hinging on their reputation, how long they've been in the industry, their reviews, what comments people are leaving for them. Silk Road kind of operates on the same way. If you buy from somebody some amount of something, not necessarily illegal, just something, there's always a possibility that they will never deliver anything and you cannot do anything about it. So essentially they just stay there and building your reputation, doing very small trades until they grow bigger, and the bigger their reputation, the more likely people are to buy from them.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially how Silk Road works. It's the same as Amazon. They have customer support that are trying to be very polite with everyone. Of course, then they have their own system on how to deliver without arousing any suspicion. Like, I will leave it at that place, that inconspicuous place, and you can pick it up after that amount of data and stuff like this. But yeah, it operates just like any marketplace for the most part, honestly. Because it works, why change it to something else if it works? That's pretty much how Silk Road works. And
I mean,
this
makes sense. Yeah.
And this is part of their English actually text on their website. That's like the only other English text on their website. License was last year. The brand license was termination. Okay, of authorization, and their shares of companies. And their shares of company have been transferred to Philippines. Blah blah. Our company is operating on the business. Yeah. So number 2, our company only operates. Okay, could use a spell check, but sure. Business on Telegram. So it's based on Telegram's KYC system. As we all know, we need a mobile phone number. Blah 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 blah. China has blocked Telegram for several years ago. Well, okay, spell check, bro. Chinese people cannot access Telegram, and they only do business on Telegram, so their customers are not Chinese people. So it's a black market in China, operating by the Chinese, but it's for Western market.
But the Chinese can't. Yeah, because you can't you can't look at China. Not what's it? Telegram messages. That was like a big deal. Like they went to court over it or something. Telegram's like really, really protected.
Yeah, it's like everything to do with the isolated countries like Russia, China. They have not Russia, but China has like their own internet. Like they are isolated from the rest of the internet.
Yep. Do you remember when TikTok was going to get banned in the States? So out of protest, loads of people downloaded the Chinese version of TikTok. And it was just a bunch of Chinese people because obviously the government doesn't allow the Chinese government doesn't allow TikTok.
Surprising.
So I know, shock. Imagine a bunch of Chinese people on a Chinese app, but it was a bunch of Chinese people just talking to Americans, going like, "I can't believe you guys live there. It just sounds fucking crazy."
Yeah,
like they were like, "Yeah,
hey, that almost sounds like something the British would say."
Yeah, but it is funny because it was like these Americans were going like, "Oh yeah, basically just complaining about the police," and the Chinese people going, "What do you mean the police are just there to help you?" And the Americans were like, "What do you mean?" And it was like a massive culture clash of like Americans complaining about how fucked their situation is, and the Chinese people going, "Why do you just choose to live there? That's crazy."
I remember I was reading the forum, and there was something about the police were searching for someone who did something illegal. I don't remember the details. So the mother of a child led the police into the house for them to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone in Europe was like, "Yeah, you let the police in so they can get done with their work." And the Americans was like, "No, you never let the police inside your home. You demand a warrant from them, and then you let them into your home. And if you let them in your home, then you are stupid." And there's like a whole clash of Europeans versus Americans. Should you let the police in your home when they?
Well, that's the thing. It was like, bro, the police are there to just do their job. I don't know. I think it's because America, like, really, they've got a very different view on like policing than we do. But I guess there's just like it just sounds like there's so much abuse. Jeremy's from America. Jeremy, why do you live there? Jeremy, why? It sounds like hell. It sounds awful.
Yeah, I mean, from a American point of view, it's something about the police are there to do their job, but sometimes their job involves arresting somebody for something insignificant, because if you look at the entirety of the law, everyone has broken the law at some point. So they can just find an excuse and put you behind bars. That's the general argument here. Now, do they do it en masse, or is that a very fringe situation that hardly ever happens? Well, I guess that depends on where you live. But yeah, you know the classical saying, "Show me the man, I'll show you the crime." That's an American saying, but yeah, yeah, like if they really want to, they can jail anyone, pretty much.
See, that's just crazy. That's just that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, like also, yeah, it's kind of a thing that the law is very extensive. So from several books of law, there's going to be something that you've broken. You know, that's oh yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's
you should just do what we do. We don't send anyone anymore because they're all full. So it's just like they're like, okay, you're going to jail. It's like, where though? Because like, where are you going to put me? It's like they're all full.
Yeah. Okay. Look. In order for them to jail you, they gotta release somebody else.
No, that's genuinely what they're doing. Like
Yeah.
they're like, right, we need to send these people to jail, so we're just gonna have to release some people early. You're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we can either jail this guy or but we have to release this guy. So which one of them is worse?
Exactly. No, exactly. It's just like, who did the worst crime? Because I'm not sure.
Yeah. And he was saying from grams to kilos about Silk Road. Essentially, yeah, they start very small for like to test out the waters, people to like see are they going to follow up on it, and then gradually they build their reputation up. You know, because there's no legal system there, so they cannot guarantee anything. So it's all about reputation, pretty much. But yeah, China. Oh, and they say we also don't provide business for Chinese customers. So, like, it's not only that Telegram is banned; they just go outright saying there is no business for Chinese customers. So yeah,
zero business whatsoever for Chinese customers.
They just turn away all Chinese customers, pretty much. Well, Chinese citizens would be more accurate, I guess.
Of course,
because they're Chinese customers from Europe or America or something. You know, that would work.
They're just spreading the dark markets everywhere, but in China.
Well, China is cracking down on it. Not only on this, but yeah. And there's nothing else interesting here. And so I dug into some information from my little workers, who gave me some interesting info. It is totally not generated by a bot. No. This is totally personal, verified information. Massive scale of crime. How one guarantee the darknet marketplace, shut down by Telegram, facilitated over $27 billion in illicit transactions. $27 billion.
This is crazy.
Yeah, that's more volume than most centralized exchanges, to be honest. Making it the largest black market in internet history. The largest black market. Crypto-fueled chaos. The marketplace was a one-stop shop for crypto scammers, offering services like money laundering, stolen data for big butchering scams, deepfake software, and even physical restraint devices. Physical restraint devices for scam call centers.
See, that's crazy.
In Southeast Asia. So, Indian call centers?
South.
I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, it'd be India and Pakistan, wouldn't it?
No, probably more like, I don't know, near Thailand, Laos, I guess. I heard like pretty bad stories, like people applying for jobs, but basically it was some fake jobs, and they were like taken away to scam call centers and just detained there. So.
And they were forced to work as scammers.
Yeah,
or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah, by the way,
because I know the Pakistan border as well is like really brutal, but only if you're from Pakistan. Like they said, for Western foreigners, it's like they say it was like, you know, it's super easy to get through. They like roll out the red carpet, but if you're coming in as someone from Pakistan getting into the country, apparently it's just brutal.
It's And well, fun fact: India and Pakistan used to be one thing. Then they separated by religion, and essentially that became the separation. The Muslim became the Pakistan, while the Hindu, I think it was called, they became India. That's pretty much how it happened. But yeah, that's why it's sometimes difficult to separate India from Pakistan. Well, they are very alike each other, you know. So of course the language is also different, but we cannot tell. And yeah, operating services like money laundering, stolen data. Are you familiar with the pig butchering scam?
Is it like some kind of what to say, like spear fishing or whaling? Like just focus on some big guy who has a lot of money,
No.
isn't it? Oh.
Okay. So pig butchering. Normally, when you have a pig, you want the pig to be fat before you butcher the pig, because that's the tasty part. So you feed the pig a lot until it becomes fat, and then you butcher the pig. That's the idea here. You first start scamming low, but it's not a scam because you operate normally. And then once the customer builds trust in you, then the pig is fat. Now it is ripe for butchering. That's the pig butchering scam.
Kind of like a, you know how they do a pyramid scheme kind of idea. You know, it's like, oh, give me so and so, and then I'll double your money. And then you do, and they're like, okay, give me more, blah blah. And then it's
could be.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's also like some kind of, like, you know, some dating scam. I guess, like, you just ask people for money, I guess, in exchange of love, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
gotten super common recently, actually.
Wait, but is it like a scam as in they're trying to steal your money, or is it like a service like in Japan? Like, because they actually have a dating service like that.
Oh yeah, rent
girlfriend. Rent a
girlfriend. Yeah, you've seen the anime, Rent a Girlfriend?
I saw a YouTube documentary on it.
Yeah.
Honestly, no, it's so funny. It's like, because it's this shot of this really sad Japanese bloke just looking out the window, and then they're just talking about, it's like, yeah, so he rented a girlfriend and now he's really happy. And you're just like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
but I guess for this, you know, the limit of the service, right?
I don't know. I don't know how far the service stretches, to be fair.
So, like, you know, Japan is like one of the safest countries in the world.
Yes.
So they can do this with no risk for their safety, you know. Normally how this goes is they get the girls sign up with an agency. The agency, like the first time you, well, not buy, but the first time you sign up, they let you choose a girl. So you choose her, you go on a date with her. She just does the normal date thingies. She doesn't go into anything intimate. It's just like a date. They just talk about stuff. They walk. They eat some sushi or something, and that's generally the service. It's by like amount of hours. And then if you want to keep going out with specifically her, you have to pay extra. If you don't care, then they assign you a random girl. Yeah, that's what I know about it. Yeah, so that's, and yeah, it's sad. Like, I guess if it existed in the West, people would actually use it too. But yeah, that's just just super cringe, bro.
I wouldn't use it personally.
Yeah, well, of course you would never use it.
No, hear me out. I wouldn't use it personally, but I could see it being popular. Is what I was trying to say.
I wonder if Rent a Boyfriend would be a thing in the same thing, because like imagine if a girl like could go out on a mostly girls think about their safety, right, when they go on a date. Yeah, that's like the number one concern. They wouldn't want to go in a car with the guy they will go out for the first time. But imagine if they could go on a date with someone who is like has a big reputation with going out with other women, and they are like leaving their reviews that this guy is safe. They would probably use it because now like the number one berry is out.
Well, that to be fair, I saw that apparently there's an app out there somewhere. Apparently, it's being marketed where you can only get on it, and your whole profile is women reviews of you. So you get like female friends and stuff like that to leave like a review, and that's the app pretty much. So you can see it definitely being like a thing. Is there a satisfaction guarantee? And what about refund? How does one refund? Like, what if it's a really shit day?
Well, they probably don't have a refund policy unless like the girl doesn't show up. Maybe if she doesn't show up or like leaves early, maybe, or like she has an emergency, she has to leave mid-date, maybe then a refund. But yeah, but otherwise probably not. Like, and yeah, the whole anime rent a girlfriend is just sad. Like, yeah, the guy is one of the. Well, okay, I'm not gonna go into too much of an anime discussion, but yeah, that's the guy is difficult to watch. I didn't last like 5 minutes of this anime. I'm like, I cannot watch it. Like, this is so pathetic. Yeah, we're supposed to be a chain that does a lot of anime, but yeah, well, that depends on the audience.
Just not that one. All right.
Yeah. Okay, Telegram ban hammer. On May 13th, Telegram banned thousands of accounts and usernames tied to Howang Guarantee, a crypto in its operations, and forced the marketplace to announce its shutdown. Yeah, they did like a massive one-day ban hammer, and they just shut down that same day. That must have been quite an operation. Although I'm pretty sure the ones banning it are not exactly very clean either, but no bigger organization is, honestly. Another Telegram-based marketplace, Shinbi or something, Guarantee, was already processing $8.4 billion in transactions and may grow as scammers migrate, showing the darknet's resilience. Yeah, they're just gonna migrate to someone else. But hey, at least it's slowing it down, US Treasury, like it's not like Pirate Bay, because Pirate Bay is pretty much one gets shut down, the next one is up in seconds. Like this thing, it actually has to, like, it will take them a lot of time to migrate and to actually establish itself again. So it does help. It's not like a Pirate Bay where banning the website is literally useless, In early May 2025, the US Treasury FinCEN labeled Howang as money laundering operation. Well, that and many others. Planning to cut it off from the US banking system. Oh no. Whatever will they do? Which likely pressured the shutdown. But they are operating in crypto anyway, so. Cambodian connections. Howang's parent company has ties to Cambodia's ruling family, including director linked to Prime Minister's cousin, adding loyal political intrigue. Now that is just stupid. Why wouldn't this cousin just use the normal scamming system, the centralized banking system? There's, yeah, I don't know. The centralized banking is way better to scam people. Why wouldn't they use that? That's he must have been a newbie here. I was watching once a episode by Coin Bureau. If you look at how much fraud there's in traditional banking, like crypto is not even a tiny fraction of it. So yeah, but nobody can do anything because banks rule the world. So yeah. China's underground banking. The marketplace was part of China's based crypto payment system using stablecoins described as underground banking network for large-scale money laundering. Well, I guess. So, how would an average user interact with this platform? A user joins a Telegram channel, a group linked to Howang Guarantee, often through an invite, or word of mouth in criminal circles, using a burner account, of course. Initial contact, the user sends a direct message to an admin or a bot, inquiring about specific scamming tools like pig butchering kit or deepfake software, often using encoded language to avoid detection. Fun fact, in Telegram, all your messages are in plain text and the admins can read all of them with absolutely no barrier.
Oh, no.
Kind of like Google.
Wow.
Oh,
Similar to WhatsApp, honestly, as well.
Yeah.
There was one interesting case. I remember a couple about Google. So one time, a father went to a pediatrician, and the doctor asked him to send a picture of his daughter. So he sent it through Gmail, and the police visited him because Google sent them an alarm about child pornography. Yeah.
Well.
And there was another one where like a crime happened somewhere in the woods, and there was a biker who was biking right next to it. 6 months later, and they went after him because he had Google GPS on at the time, simply because he happened to bike next to the crime scene 6 months later.
yeah.
It's crazy.
So
It's
yeah,
crazy.
Google is like that, and I'm sure Telegram as well. So yeah, if there's any sensitive information, better not use Telegram. And I'm thinking a lot of work groups are in Telegram, so rip.
I was gonna say a lot of crypto chats and stuff. Everyone's moving to Telegram.
Yeah, but if you want to send like your private key, better not. You know?
Yeah.
If it's like a general work discussion, sure, but if there's anything sensitive, better not.
Yeah.
Menu of services. The admin responds in a catalog style message. Catalog. Listing available tools. Stolen data, phishing kits, fake trading platforms, prices in USDT, and delivery details, presented like an online store. Damn. The user might haggle over the price and ask for samples. The Hawang, being the middleman, acts as a guarantee escrow, assuring both buyer and seller of secure payments and delivery. Upon payment confirmation, the seller sends in the scamming tools. So they both send their parts to the middleman. Then when the middleman receives both, he completes the exchange instead of them sending to each other, because they would have to like coordinate who sends first, you know. So they act. So the group acts as the middleman. Both of you send your parts, and I will do the exchange for you. Yeah. If the buyer has issues, Hawang's admins offer troubleshooting, like guiding them on deploying a phishing kit or verifying stolen credentials, ensuring a smooth transaction to maintain a reputation. The buyer pleased with the yeah. See ya. I don't know how long ago. Oh, what, 2 minutes ago. But yeah, hope you enjoyed
See you,
it.
Jeremy.
I think it's the straight ass guy. But yeah. The buyer, pleased with the quick delivery and quality, leaves positive feedback on the channel, reinforcing Hawang's role as a trusted darknet middleman. Yeah, it's.
I guess they just take pride in delivering successfully to their customer, isn't it? So
it sounds just like a normal store, except it's illegal. Yeah. And yeah, that's for today. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of a breakdown of how this was working. I found the whole thing kind of interesting, really, seeing how the whole system works. Not really the whole system, it's like only the surface. But yeah, hope you learned something new.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, no,
actually.
I did. This was great.
It's just crazy, like how they could move like billions, and I literally never heard of it before. I mean, usually I don't go to darknet or anything, but yeah, you just
of course you don't.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't go there either. Yeah, Noodle, do you go there?
Never.
No, of course. we don't use anything like it. And yeah, that was 40 minutes. I'll probably do like several of those next week. Just it doesn't necessarily have to have any kind of theme, just something interesting. And yeah, we'll see each other next week.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.